Got my kit ready to go. This is my elevated fanny pack. My phone fits in here. I've got my wallet in here. Any medication, because I do usually have to take my blood pressure pills when I get there because I'm that old. And these are my new hand warmers, and I'm so excited to put those in my pockets and keep my hands warm with my gloves on because it's been chilly. And I also got new socks to hopefully keep my feet warm. Well, that was quite the estate sale, and when I've got some new stories for you, more estate sale drama. When we get home and get the haul going, I will share those stories with you. People be crazy. Hello friends, welcome to the haul, and I will share a little bit of the stories from the estate sale. So I made it, and I guess there's one estate sale company called L&M that will have a sign-up sheet on a chair. You can sign in and then go sit back in your car, and he calls you in the order that you signed in. So if you got up there and forgot to sign in, you're SOL, I guess. But sometimes, and a lot of times, if people are already up there, they're kind and they tell you, hey, you need to sign in. So that way you don't miss a spot in line. But every other company I've ever been to, it's first come, first served. So whoever's there first, you're number one in line. They often have little signs that say no cutting in line, no place holding, or anything like that. That if you want to be there, you have to be there. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't start for 2 hours. If you want to be there, you have to be there. So that's how I treat it. So I got up there, and I can already see several cars. There's probably about 8-10 cars already when I parked. And 2 ladies were standing into the driveway chatting, and there were like 4 chairs and a couple of bags up by the front of the garage of the house, but no people. Just these 2 ladies at the end of the driveway. And I'm like, okay. So, and I was there probably about an hour, 20 minutes before it started. And the 2 ladies finished their conversation, and they acknowledged me and say hello. And then they just said, there's not a sign-in sheet, but we did put our bags down, and we're gonna go wait in our cars where we can warm up, because it was 30, it was chilly. I had my hand warmers, I had my warm wool socks on. I got some new socks that are super warm. So I didn't have my gloves on and the hand warmers on yet, but I was like, whatever, and I kind of shrugged them off, and I went and stood behind all the place markers that you're not supposed to have, and stood there, and I put my gloves on, turned on my hand warmers, and those puppies are nice. Those were worth the investment. I will be using those every week until the weather warms up. But everyone else must have thought, oh, well, if she's going to stand up there, because now 2 or 3 of the placeholders that had their chairs up there decided they better occupy their chairs. So they came and sat in them. I'm like, I don't care. If you're not supposed to be holding a place in line, you're supposed to be in line. So get your fannies out of the car like the rest of us and get up there. So they did come up there, and one of them happened to be Wayne. If you didn't watch my other video where I mentioned Big Hair Sheila and Wayne, her brother-in-law, I'll put it in the description below, and you can watch that one where I talk about Big Hair Sheila and Wayne. Her other brother-in-law, Art, who looks like a military man, was there. And they actually were first in line. And when we got in, went straight to the garage. So there must have been man things in the garage. Not saying that women don't want tools, but I myself don't really care too much about tools. If I have a hammer and a screwdriver and a flathead, I'm good. Everything else, meh. But anyway, so not sure what else they were waiting for, but whatever. But it was funny to me because I've heard Wayne talk about, hunting and fishing. So he's obviously been out in the elements. He's always wearing his camo like he's a big-time game person. And he sat in his chair for probably about 20 minutes, and then he decided it was too chilly for him and he had to go sit back in his car and warm up. I'm like, wow, I don't even hunt or fish, and look at me hanging out here. You should get yourself some hand warmers and wool socks and toughen up, Buttercup. But whatever. And then he came back, and his brother-in-law joined him, or his brother, maybe him and Art are brothers. I'm not sure if they're brothers or brother-in-laws, but I know they're all related somehow between Wayne, Art, and Big Hair Sheila, and some of the other people they're with. And so I just kind of stood there and people filed in behind me, and you know, they just kind of sit there and kind of just wait, kind of, you know, any other line. But it's funny because I could hear them talking about chitlins, which I am not from the South, even though I was born in Texas, and I've heard of chitlins, but I'm not exactly sure what chitlins is. And by the sounds of it, I don't know that I want to know. They also talk about pickled pig's feet and fried chicken feet. And I think those will be a pass on both of those too, because none of that sounds appetizing to me. No. So, but they finally let us into the sale. The sale was put on by, I believe, Full House. And I didn't realize this, but I've gone to some of theirs before because I recognize, I think her name is Lori, that is kind of in charge of it. And I was really hoping, there was about 5 things in the pictures that I was really specifically looking for. And I was able to get 2 of them. And I don't know where the other 3 went to. Someone else beat me to them, so be it. But I did find some other things, and I found something that's like my find of the day that was not even something, if I'd seen it in the pictures, I completely missed it. And I'm so glad I kind of looked it over because I almost didn't see it, almost kind of ignored it because it was on one of the shelves in the garage, kind of up above. But let's get started with the haul. Enough of the crazy people. Time to see what we found, and then I'll show you my find of the day that I'm so excited about. So I found this carnival glass. I believe this is Indiana carnival glass, and I'm not sure the pattern. I'll have to look it up. But I think carnival glass is so beautiful. I really like the purple blue carnival glass, but this is still pretty too. I love how it has like that iridescent quality to it, and it has such great detailing. And I really love that when you shimmer it, that it casts different colors. So I can see why they called it carnival glass, because it's like almost like the kaleidoscope. Then I found, this was one of the things I was specifically looking for. I know it's not Halloween, but I love this. I don't know if I'll put anything in it or if I'll just leave it, but I love this little brass pumpkin. I think it's so adorable. It's so cute. Love it. Then these, I don't know, they're marked on the bottom. I don't know if they were handmade or if made somewhere else because the marking's on the bottom, because it says something and Dan 8 1980 something. But little trinket swans. You can put jewelries in them, earrings, rings, little gold. They're really pretty. They'd be beautiful on a dresser, especially if you had a vanity mirror. I love that there's a pair of them. They weren't together. They were on 2 different spots, but I found them both. And to me, they should be together. So then, speaking of trinket boxes, I found this pewter trinket box. Look at the detailing, even on the bottom, and then on the top, and then on the inside, it's got the lining. What a beautiful little jewelry trinket box to put your jewelry in. Or maybe, since it's around Valentine's Day, little love notes that time of year. But beautiful. Then I found this, and I thought it was fun. Evidently, it's a relish tray. I would say it's ceramic, maybe possibly even handmade, handcrafted item. It does look like, I was going to say, it almost looks like there's a mark on the bottom, but I can't really see. And just from my own memories and knowledge, I would have to say this is from the 70s, maybe late 60s. It's stuff I remember from my childhood, and I'm going to be 57 shortly, so born in the 60s. So this is going to go in my shop. I just thought it would be kind of fun if somebody is a lover of the 70s, or even if you're kind of a boho that throws back to some of the 70s, this could be for you. So check it out. Then this is for me. I love trays. I don't know how many trays I think I need in my house, but I love them. I love them to serve on. I love them to put stuff on, especially like on top of a table or a dining room table, or even in my island. It just kind of grounds it and makes it feel like you've created a vignette on purpose instead of just some stuff collected on it. So, and I like the detailing on the handle here. And I love that it's brass. I usually see a lot of silver, so it's kind of fun to see something that was brass. But my find of this day, and this is heavy. I tried to clean it up as best I can, but it also has some wear on it, which I'm perfectly fine with because, hey, wearing it is, you know, some wear is character. Looks like I still need to clean it up a little bit more, but it's heavy. Is this. I love this. And yes, all these little drawers do open in the different sizes. And it's all solid wood. A part of me thought about changing the knobs, and a part of me doesn't want to. I mean, would you change the knobs? But I think I'm going to put it in my hobby room and put little different craft things in it that need to be corralled. But that was my find of the day. Because there's only 3 things I'm keeping. I'm keeping that chest I showed you. I'm keeping this. And I'm keeping this, which this will go in my holiday decor. But the rest of it, I'm going to put into my shop. So if there's ever anything on here I show you in a haul, and you think, ooh, did she put it in her shop? I would like to buy it. Check it out, Dusti's shop on Etsy. That's where it will be. And there's a variety of things in there because people like a variety of things. So anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for joining me, friends. Okay, we're in the hobby room, and I'll give you a little quick overview of the hobby room right now because it's in the process. A lot of this stuff over here is my husband's, and when his studio is finished, it will be out of here. And then that's my pile of mess. And this wall we had painted dark for him, but it's all going to get changed over and become my hobby room because he'll have a studio. But anyway, I wanted to show you, this is kind of my craft cabinet. I'll just give you a quick little tour of it. So I have like a lot of like ribbons and whatnots in here. I don't remember what's in that tin. And then in here, these are all full of different colored ribbons. This is my staple gun, staples and nails. And then this is full of my glue guns. And then this has like some yarns for cross stitch. And then in here is just paper goods and ribbon and cross stitching and more papers and construction paper things. So that's this drawer. And then in this drawer is all pencils, markers, colored pens, watercolor. Oh, who does it? There we go. And then in this, I have all these little just like cubby holes. More little cubby holes of things that I store, full of markers and scissors, whatnot, rocks. I have a tumbling machine, paintbrushes, and this is cool because this comes out to brace the desk on both sides, so you can have it down as a writing desk. But I'm not sure what these are for, but I always just rested my teacup or coffee cup in here when I was working. But this inside, so I have my paint stuff, my air dry clay, and these are my carving tools, paints, and this, I believe, looks like dandelion oil, so I can make lotion bars and soaps using dandelion oil. It's been steeped in from last summer still, but it's in pure olive oil. So then I have wood blocks in here and different books. And then over here, Mod Podge products, and this is what I use for my water when I paint. But here, there is the new little drawers. Up here I have this, I got at a estate sale. It's an ashtray, but I used it to hold my paintbrushes. And then there's more stuff in here, but this full of, each one has a bunch of little tiny stuff in it that I don't want lost. For jewelry making and glitter stars, seashells that I can turn into jewelry because they have natural holes, wooden beads, assorted beads. And then this one has metallics. There's nails and little keys and stars. And then this has buttons. And then this is jewelry making tools. So that worked out just perfect, and it fits right inside my little jewelry cupboard. So that was worth the money. But Yep, I'll give you a before and after when this is ready to go. Because this whole stack are going to be pictures on that wall when it turns into my gallery wall. And when it gets painted a new color. This is my latest little creation yesterday that I made out of yarn and the glitters. And I have some more I want to make using the other patterns. But I'm pretty happy with how she turned out for my gallery wall. But that's what today's finds were. Yep, the cat's eating here. This way it's not tempting for Mika. They have their own space. But anyway, thanks for joining me for today's tour.